Hello. Welcome to this new video. This time I want to expand on a previous video I uploaded some time ago, and that was on how to enable SSH on your Kali machine so that you could connect to it remotely. And as you could see, this is my Kali computer, and I'm going to do systemctl status SSH, and that's going to show me that SSH is running, which means that SSH is listening on port 22 for any connection attempting to connect to it. So I'm gonna bring my terminal right here from my Mac computer, and I'm gonna attempt to connect, and as you could see, I'm gonna be able to connect to it as long as I have the proper username and password. So I'm gonna be able to connect. As you can see right here, I'm connected to that IP address. Now, having SSH listening for any connection is good if you have a control network. If you have a business, or if you are in a business environment, it is a best practice to limit the IP addresses that can connect to your system over SSH. And that's what we're going to try to do, or that's what we're going to do right now. And there are many different ways that you could do that. You could either use the firewall command, or you could also set up an IP tables. And we're going to be doing that with the firewall command. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm gonna type UFW status. Let's see if I have it installed. It's not installed on my system. UFW is the command for the firewall. Status is just to know the status. It just so happens that I don't have the command installed, so it is asking me, do you want to install it? I'm gonna say yes, and that installation is gonna take just a few seconds to complete. Once we have it installed, and let me just do this. Let me do sudo space UFW -H. That's for the help menu. We have to create a rule for that, and we're gonna, first of all, we're gonna enable the firewall, right? And as you could see, the command to enable that is pretty simple, just to enable. So I'm gonna come right here, and I'm gonna do enable. But once you do that, something that you have to keep in mind is that now you have an active firewall blocking any connection that is not initiated from my Kali computer, meaning that I am able to go out to the web and do whatever I need to do and able to ping out, but nothing is going to be able to come in unless it is explicitly allowed, and I have to create a rule for that. So if I attempt to connect one more time to my Kali computer over SSH, that connection is gonna time out because I don't have a rule for that. So that's something you have to keep in mind before you enable the firewall rule. Before you enable the firewall command, make sure that you type that you explicitly allow the connections that you want to allow into your system. So what we want to do in this case, we want to allow SSH to connect to our system, and that's what we're going to do explicitly. So the command is pretty simple. So we're going to do sudo UFW allowed, and we're going to specify the IP address that we want to allow. In this case, we're going to use from, and we're going to do 192.168.170.12. Let me just verify that that's the correct IP address. I believe that that's it with IP config, and it's somewhere around here. So that's the correct IP address, and we're gonna do to any on port 22 because that's what SSH is listening on. So we're gonna hit enter, and the rule has been added. So if we try to connect to our SSH system one more time, let me come right here. As you could see, it is prompting me for the password, and I'm able to connect. As you could see here, this is my computer. Now, this is one of the many ways you can secure your SSH connection, not only on Kali, but on any system. And we're gonna be covering more ways that you can lock down, so to speak, SSH on your system. And you have to do this, especially if you have a publicly available system. Make sure that you lock down that system, because otherwise It's just a matter of time before your system could get compromised. So I'm gonna stop the video right here. Thank you for watching. I hope this information was useful to you. If you found it useful, click on the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you know of anyone who can benefit from this information, feel free to forward this video as well. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video.